In December 1872, a lone ship drifted across the restless Atlantic. The wheel stood empty. The deck was silent. Provisions and cargo remained untouched, yet all 10 souls had vanished without a trace. The sea kept its secret, and the Mary Celeste sailed on as history's greatest mystery. In December 1872, a ship appeared alone upon the restless Atlantic. Its sails were torn, yet the vessel remained stubbornly afloat. Another ship watched it for hours, waiting for a human signal. They shouted across the water, but no answer ever returned. No captain stood at the wheel, no sailor guarded the deck. The Mary Celeste was sailing, but everyone aboard had disappeared. Only weeks earlier, the voyage had begun with quiet confidence. The vessel was bound from New York to Genoa, Italy. Below deck rested 1,701 barrels of commercial alcohol. Commanding her was Benjamin Briggs, an experienced and respected American captain. Briggs was not traveling alone on this dangerous winter crossing. His wife Sarah and their little daughter Sophia joined the voyage. 7 selected sailors completed the small company of 10 people. Nothing suggested they were sailing toward an enduring historical mystery. For several days, the Atlantic offered ordinary winds and manageable seas. Life aboard followed the familiar rhythm of work, meals, and watches. Briggs recorded their positions carefully and studied every change in the weather. Then the weather hardened, slowing their progress across the ocean. Heavy seas repeatedly struck the ship and strained its aging timbers. Water entered the bilges, as it often did aboard wooden vessels. The pumps became difficult to trust after days of rough sailing. Meanwhile, the alcohol cargo remained hidden in the darkness below. 9 barrels may have leaked their contents during the difficult crossing. Any unfamiliar smell below deck could have alarmed an experienced captain. Yet the surviving log described no mutiny, attack, or open disaster. On November 25th, the ship reached waters near the Azores. The final known entry placed Santa Maria within sight of them. After that morning, the written voice of the ship fell silent. Something then convinced Briggs that remaining aboard was more dangerous. The ship's single lifeboat was prepared beside the main deck. Navigational instruments and important papers were gathered from Briggs's cabin. Briggs may have intended to leave the vessel only temporarily. Perhaps they hoped to return once the immediate danger had passed. But the Atlantic could turn a careful decision into catastrophe. A broken line would leave the small boat helpless behind. Whatever happened, the 10 travelers were never seen alive again. The Mary Celeste continued moving without the hands that had guided her. For 9 silent days, the abandoned vessel crossed the ocean alone. Far behind, the Dei Gratia followed a similar route toward Europe. On December 4th, its lookout noticed a vessel behaving strangely. The stranger yawed aimlessly, as though nobody controlled its wheel. Captain Morehouse recognized the ship and immediately sensed something was wrong. Morehouse knew Briggs as a capable captain who would not abandon lightly. A boarding party crossed the rough water in a small boat. They climbed aboard, cautiously, unsure what might be waiting there. Their footsteps were the only human sound upon the empty deck. The wheel was unattended, and the compass housing had been disturbed. Several sails were missing or damaged, but the hull remained sound. Inside, personal clothing and ordinary possessions remained untouched. Food and fresh water were sufficient for many more months. The cargo below was still valuable and almost entirely intact. Yet the lifeboat, sextant, chronometer, and ship papers were gone. One pump had been partly dismantled beside a measuring rod. About 3 feet of water moved through the lowest part of the ship. But this alone could not explain why everyone had fled. There were no convincing signs of piracy, violence, or mutiny. Morehouse decided to sail the abandoned ship into Gibraltar. 3 men guided the Mary Celeste hundreds of miles toward safety. At Gibraltar, officials treated the strange discovery with deep suspicion. A maritime court examined the ship, its cargo, and every testimony. Investigators considered fraud, murder, and conspiracy, but proved none of them. Pirates would probably have taken the valuable cargo in the ship itself. Mutineers would have had little reason to abandon a working vessel. Later stories introduced monsters and ghosts, unsupported by the evidence. The strongest explanations involve weather, faulty measurements, and growing fear. Briggs may have believed the ship was taking on dangerous amounts of water. Leaking alcohol or escaping vapor may have increased his alarm. A temporary evacuation might have seemed rational, while land remained nearby. One sudden separation could explain both the empty ship and the missing people. The sea kept its answer, leaving the Mary Celeste forever without a final witness. The Mary Celeste was found, but the truth was never recovered. 10 people stepped off that ship, and the ocean never gave them back. Even today, her empty decks remind us that some mysteries are meant to stay unsolved.